want to start us off talking about some new capabilities that we're launching to make it easier to work with other file formats when you're using doc sheets and slides. Now, we know that Microsoft Office isn't going away anytime soon. Whether your company is just recently migrating to G Suite, or a part of your company is still using Office, or maybe you work with external collaborators who are still using Office files and sending them to you. We know that you're always going to be needing to interoperate with Office files. And we also know, we've heard a lot of feedback, that currently this isn't the best experience. If you have an Office file right now in Drive, you got to go find it, you do the conversion, you check to see if that conversion was error-free, get worried about it, then you make your changes, and then you export that again to another Office file, re-upload that to Drive. Not the most seamless experience. And we know currently it's even more crazy if you're working with another collaborator. You have that one Office file that becomes two Sheets files. You make your separate changes. You convert those back to Office. You reconcile the changes. You put it back in Drive. Not the standard of collaboration that we want you to experience in G Suite. So that's why I'm really excited today that we're changing all of that, introducing Office editing for doc sheets and slides. So now you're going to be able to edit that Office content using the tools that you know in Drive without changing your workflow at all. So when you open an Office file now, rather than getting a converted copy, you're just going to be editing that same file. But you can still continue your workflow. You can add comments just like you're used to. You can share it and collaborate with others just as you're used to doing in doc sheets and slides. You can even real-time collaborate, bringing that transformative change of G Suite to your Office content. You can use our intelligence features, some of these awesome features like Explore that make G Suite famous. We're bringing all of that to your Office content. All the while, you're still editing the Office file. You don't have to worry about copies, revisions, or changes. It's all happening just as you're used to in Docs, but saved back to Office content. So now to get into the nuances of this feature, we're going to talk about an example company, Ink42. They're a design-conscious stationery company, and they're working together on a new ballpoint pen launch. We're going to be looking at two teams, Laura and her marketing team. They've already migrated to G Suite. They're already used to working in doc sheets and slides. Whereas Trevor and his sales team, they're still using Office tools on Drive. Now in the past, these two silos that would have had trouble working together are going to be able to collaborate, bringing real coexistence among these two different ecosystems when you use Office editing. And we're going to show this to you in a three-part demo. We're going to start with Laura working on an Office file that she received from the sales team. Then we're going to take you to Word, and we're going to see how an Office user can still collaborate on that exact same file and doesn't have to worry about the fact that his collaborators are using Docs. And then we're going to come back to Docs for a wrap-up where you can see the same thing. The Docs user is still using the tools that she knows, but it doesn't matter that her collaborators still use Office. So to get it started, we're going to go to the first demo in Docs. Can we switch to the Chromebook? So now what you see here is Laura, played by our friend Alex, has just gotten the start of the ballpoint pen brief as a Word file in Drive. Now she's going to continue her normal workflow. She's going to go ahead and open it up in Docs. But you're going to notice something different this time. Rather than a converted separate file, you still see the .docx icon. Laura's still editing the same file. If she goes back to Drive, because she wants to see the two copies she just made, nothing's changed. It's still just that same singular Word file. But she can continue her normal workflow. She can go ahead and add in a table. She'll set up the table for the marketing and the sales team to collaborate on the timeline of their launch. She's using the editor she's used to, making the changes that she'd normally do in a docs file, including using spell check and grammar, some of our great intelligence features. And the awesome thing you'll see here is that as Laura's making these changes, she's not going to have to modify her process at all. She's used to collaborating with her team on Docs. So she's going to share in her marketing team, who's also used to using Docs. And they're going to be able to join in and make changes with Laura real time on this Office file. So now you'll see a member of the marketing team join in and collaborate with Laura before they're ready to send this file back to sales to finish it off. So you've just noticed Jonathan join in, real-time collaborating with Laura on the same Office file. And then once Jonathan's done, Laura can do what she'd normally do with any other member of her team who's used to using Docs. She's going to plus in Trevor from the sales team so that he can finish the part that's marked for sales. And even though she's plussing in Trevor in the doc, you'll see in the next demo that Trevor's able to open this comment and see all of these changes in Word without modifying his workflow either. Now, if Laura wanted to add any other documents that are related to the ballpoint pen brief, she could go ahead and open Explore and check out Quick Access to see documents that are related to the marketing brief. Or if at any time she wanted to save this file as a Google Doc because they're done with the Office version, she could very easily go to File, Save as Google Docs. And if Laura's used to collaborating offline with her marketing team, she can always make the file available offline, and when she comes back online, all those changes will be synced back to the Office file. So her team can still use G Suite offline just as they're used to doing, but now it's all on an Office file. So now I'll have Alex give us a recap of what we just saw.
So what did we just see? Well, we saw Laura's workflow, and we saw, most importantly, how it was virtually unchanged. She opened the file in the editor that she uses every day, except this time it was an Office file. Her edits didn't maintain the file format, didn't create a copy or convert to a different document. She was able to add comments, and we'll see how those comments are actually written to the file for any Office users to see as well. She's able to real-time collaborate with anyone who uses Docs as well, use Explorer, Intelligence, and she could even mark the file offline if she wants to. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter for Laura that the file's in a different file format. Different file format, same exact workflow. That's the kind of powerful new way of working that we want to deliver in G Suite. All right, so let's step back a little bit. We've seen Laura's workflow, and more generally, the marketing team's workflow when they work in Docs. But what about the other side? What about the sales team? We know they work in Office. So Trevor and the sales team, more generally, their workflow is navigate to Windows Explorer, find Drive file stream, find their files locally on their machine, open them directly into Word, make their changes in Word, and then save their changes. The changes are then saved locally and then uploaded to Drive as a new version. That's their classic workflow. Well, because Laura's changes, and more broadly the marketing team changes, are all saved down to the Office file, the one Office file that they share together, Trevor's going to be able to do the exact same thing. He's going to be able to open the file, he's going to open an Office, he's going to see all the changes made by Laura and the marketing team, including the comment that was made by Laura and where his name is mentioned, and he'll be able to edit the document in Word, reply to the comment, and save his changes. Once again here, it's the exact same workflow. So let's take a look in our second demo. So now we're Trevor, as Luke, who is going to navigate to Drive file stream, and then navigate to the folder that contains the document. Double-click it, which is going to open in Microsoft Word. As you can see, there was only one document. And then when he opens it in Word, all the changes are here. The changes made by all the collaborators in Docs. He can fill out the table, as he's been instructed by Laura. He can also respond to the comment, telling her he's all done, the changes are in. And then after that, he'll be able to just save the file. Again, the changes will be saved locally by Drive file stream and then uploaded to the latest version in Drive. That's as simple as that. Can we switch back to the slides, please? All right, so once again here, we saw Trevor's workflow to respond in Office. He was able to access the file locally, only finding one single version in Drive with all the changes, including the changes made by Docs users, and he was able to reply to comments. Once again here, different collaborators, different tools that they would use, doesn't matter for Trevor. Same exact workflow. Now there's more we want to talk about. Historically, we know that one of the concerns with working with Office content in Docs was the ability to retain some of the original Office content. So we've added original content preservation. With original content preservation, you'll be able to preserve some of the key content of your file, even though it cannot be loaded in the editor. You can see here a notorious example with macros in Excel. Macros used to be dropped from the file when you converted in Google Sheets. But with Office editing for Google Sheets, you'll be able to edit the file as an Excel file, saving your changes down to the file and preserving the macro. This way, any user who accesses this file through Draft File Stream or any user you email the file to and who opens the file in Excel, just like Trevor here, for example, would be able to see the macro and execute it. We've also added more content transparency. In case there's still some incompatible content that we're not able to preserve or load in the editor, we've added a warning system to let users know of content that would be dropped. This way, users know when it's safe to edit. This was a big request from our customers. And then finally, we've also added version history. Version history is a feature that our users love in Docs, and we're bringing now to Office content as well. You'll be able to open the version history pane and see all the different versions, including the granular edits made by all the Docs users and all the version uploaded by Office users. So let's take a look at that last point real quickly, and let's go to our final demo on the Chromebook. All right, so now we're back on Lara's machine, and we see that there was still only one version in Drive. When Lara opened the file, she'll be able to scroll down and see all the changes, including the changes made by Trevor in Office and the comment he responded to. She'll be able to herself respond to the comment and resolve. And now she's done. If she wants to review the versions, as we've talked about, she can open the version history pane, see the original version uploaded by Trevor, see the changes made by herself when she added the table, and then by Jonathan when he filled in the table, and then finally the latest version uploaded by Trevor who contains the full table. Pretty powerful. Let's switch back to the presentation, please. All right, so this concludes our 3 demo and our presentation of Office editing for Google Docs, Sheets, and Slide. We hope you're as excited as we are about the feature. As you can see, users will be able to open files directly in Docs, maintaining the file format, add comments written to the file, real-time collaborate, use all our intelligence and machine learning features, work offline when they have to, preserve key content, and view version history.